the third and the final episode of parenting series. Like I said, the first episode, we uncovered the 3 foundational goals of parenting, which is shaping your child's nature, building their character, and guiding their behavior. Plus, we explored the ultimate example of a parent-child relationship. Now, in the second episode, we tackled the timeless principle of training up your child in the way they should go. I then broke it down to what it really matters and what it means. And I shared some practical and actionable tips. If you haven't caught up on those episodes yet, they're full of insights. Please go and catch up. And these insights could transform your parenting journey so much. Don't miss them. Okay? Please go back and listen to the other 2 episodes. I promise you, they will help you. Discipline. Just hearing the word can make some parents cringe. It's not exactly the most glamorous part of parenting, is it? No one wakes up excited to discipline their child. It's uncomfortable. It's messy. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. But here's the thing. Discipline isn't optional. It's indispensable. It's the foundation for raising children who are prepared for life, who can handle responsibility, and who can thrive in this broken world. Without it, we're not just failing our children, we're setting them up for failure. The Bible puts it very bluntly. Discipline your son, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to his death. Now let's unpack that for a moment. This verse tells us 2 critical things. First, discipline and hope are connected. Secondly, discipline can lead to destruction. Hope in this text, in this context, refers to a future expectation. In other words, if we want our children to live long, fulfilling lives and enjoy a bright future, we must discipline them today. On the flip side, however, failing to discipline them could destroy their future. It's not just about correcting bad behavior. It's about shaping a child, shaping their destiny. And I want us to be real for a moment. No responsible parent enjoys discipline. I know I don't. It's painful for both the parent and the child. You probably heard the old saying, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And as much as we might roll our eyes at it, there's a lot of truth in those words. Discipline is hard. Ask me, I can tell you, it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Today's pain brings tomorrow's gain. We discipline our children today so that they can discipline themselves tomorrow. And without it, they'll grow up unprepared for the challenges of life, lacking the self-control and the character needed to thrive in this world. And you guys know how broken this world is. Forget the world, our nation, right? But there's a catch. Yeah, there's a catch. Discipline, when done wrong, can be just as harmful as not disciplining at all. It's a delicate balance. Discipline should correct, not crush. It should guide, not humiliate. It should build up, not tear down. So how do we go about getting it right? How do we ensure that our discipline is appropriate, effective, and received by our children in the spirit in which it is intended? Now, I'll just share like 10 powerful guidelines to help you navigate this challenging but essential part of parenting. Get a book. Write it down. Write these notes down. They're important. Number 1. Imagine this. One day you tell your child they can't have dessert unless they finish their vegetables. The next day, you're too tired to argue. So you let them skip the veggies and dive straight into the ice cream. What message does that send? Children thrive on consistency. They need to know what's expected of them and what they can expect from you. If your rules and boundaries change from day to day, I promise you they will be confused and frustrated, and you too. will be the same. You need to set clear boundaries and stick to them. If bedtime is 8 p.m. today, it shouldn't suddenly be 10 p.m. tomorrow because maybe you're feeling tired to enforce it. Consistency builds trust and helps our children feel secure. You got that? Let us be consistent. Number 2, never discipline in anger. Have you ever lashed out at your child in the heat of the moment only to regret it later? Yeah, I know I have. Discipline and anger are dangerous combination. When you discipline in anger, it often crosses the line into abuse. And whatever lesson you are trying to teach, unfortunately, will be lost. Take a moment to cool down before addressing the issue. Remember, the goal of discipline is correction, not punishment. If you're too angry to think clearly, step away, breathe, and come back when you're calm. Your child will learn far much more from a measured response than from an emotional outburst. And I'm not saying this because it's easy, but it must be done. Number 3, treat your children equally. Favoritism is a poison that seeps into the hearts of children and fosters bitterness and resentment. If one child feels that they are being treated unfairly compared to their siblings, it can create a deep, lasting wound. That wound can last a lifetime. Ask me, I know. Discipline should be fair and age appropriate. What works for a toddler won't work for a teenager. But the principles of fairness and respect should always remain the same. Now let us go to number 4. Don't let your children despise discipline. If your child walks away from discipline, muttering under their breath, you know how kids do, slamming doors or acting out, they've missed the point entirely. Discipline, like I said, is not about punishment. It's about teaching. Go back to them, explain the reason for the discipline, and help them understand why it is necessary for you to do what you're doing. The proper response to discipline is not rebellion or defiance. It's submission and understanding in the child. Okay? Tuko pamoja? Aya, tuendelee. Number 5. Don't let rebellion take root. You know what? Rebellion is like a weed. If you don't deal with it quickly, it will grow and choke out everything that is good. When your child rebels, it calls for firmer discipline. Not out of anger, but out of love. Help your child understand that obedience is the fastest and least painful way to get what they want. Rebellion only leads to more trouble. Got that? Pamoja? Aya, let's move to number 6. Do not let your children complain about being disciplined. It's okay to let your children explain their side of the story before you decide on a course of action. That's perfectly in order. In fact, I think it's very helpful. But once the decision is made, the discussion, capish? Over. Complaining and arguing after the fact only undermines the process. I want you to be firm, to be fair, and to follow through promptly. Pamoja? Number 7, we're almost there. Do not let bitterness take root. Sometimes, as parents, we get it wrong. We don't have all the information, or we act out of frustration. When that happens, it's important for us to own it. We need to own it. If you realize you've disciplined your child unfairly, go to them. Confess your mistakes and apologize to them. Imagine this small, simple action of humility can do wonders to prevent bitterness from taking root in their hearts. It also shows them that you're human and that you're willing to admit when you're wrong and that you value their feelings, that their feelings matter. Okay? Now, number 8. Do not let your children become lazy. Laziness. Indisciplined children often grow up to be lazy adults. They lack focus, they lack drive, they lack a sense of purpose. Prevent this. by involving your children in productive activities at home. Give them age-appropriate chores and hold them accountable to them. Teach them responsibility. They may grumble about it now, but one day I promise you, they'll thank you for it. Okay? Now we're almost at the end. Number 9. Don't ask your children to do something that you would not do yourself. Don't ask them. Nothing breeds resentment faster than hypocrisy. If you demand honesty, but they catch you lying, your words, everything you said, they lose credibility. If you expect them to work hard, but they see you cutting corners, they'll follow your example, not your instructions. Children learn by modeling. Lead by example. Show them what integrity looks like. Okay? And now, mwisho number 10. Never ridicule, humiliate, or belittle them, especially in public. Children, not the babies, the older ones, they have this sense of pride that needs to be respected. You know what I'm talking about, the teenagers. Public humiliation can be devastating, and it can lead to resentment, rebellion, and bitterness. If correction is needed in public, do it discreetly. If possible, take them aside and address the issue privately. Like I said, the goal is correction, not humiliation. Preserve their dignity while guiding them back on the right path. Now, my friends, discipline is not easy. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, and it often feels thankless. But it's one of the greatest acts of love you can show your child. It prepares them for a future, shapes their character, and helps them become the person God created them to be. Discipline today so they can thrive tomorrow. It's not just about correcting behavior. It's about shaping their destiny, their little souls. And that is a responsibility that no parent can afford to take lightly. I don't like disciplining. I know my husband doesn't like it. We don't like disciplining our children because it's painful. However, when you look at the long-term consequences of not disciplining them, because we know in this Kenya of ours, how many children have you seen? And you're wondering, why would their parents allow them to get away with that? It's simply because the parents have not disciplined them. They've allowed their children to be the ones to control them, to be the ones to tell them what to do. What kind of a chaotic society are we going to have with such indiscipline in our children? So, I'm a parent and I know it's not easy. Neither am I perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, we are all a work in progress. I mean, we are learning and relearning. So let us learn and relearn together and implement these principles so that we can have children who are responsible, loving God with all their hearts, and living lives worthy of their name as the daughter of the King. Okay? Take care now, and God bless.